Hi and welcome to this look back and restoration of my LMS 4F made by Airfix back in 1977. That's 44 years ago. A simple model with tender drive, she was one of my most used locos back in the early days of my hobby. This was because of her really good traction effort due to the 6 traction tyred driving wheels on the tender. Looking at my loco database, I see she arrived with me in 1983, and that was second hand even back then, from a shop in Chandlers Ford near Southampton. Anyone remember Dave Cleal? You can see her on shed in these two views of my old model railway. This would have been in 1983 on her arrival. She has suffered a bit over the years, not least by the loss of her injector pipe just back from the smoke box. With a great bit of luck, Barry Davis had a spare one and sent it to me recently. Cheers Barry, as you can see it's fitted. I also added some extra bits to better represent the real thing. I decided to add some enhancements to this old girl, and so painted the pipe dark copper, painted the reversing lever gunmetal grey, picked out the buffer heads and painted the handrails. Between the frames, Airfix had modelled the valve gear, so I picked this out in red to better show it off. I fitted a pickup goods headlamp and added crew. Initially I tried to add the numbers to the smoke box door. However, the transfers dried horribly, so they were removed. What do you think of the transition? The marks on the paint are the result of furniture polish being sprayed nearby. Sadly unresolvable now, as I only discovered this mistake days after it had occurred back in the old family home. Let's get her running on the layout. As I said, she has suffered. I found 2 of the driving wheels had lost their tyres, and these had to be carefully glued back on. Also, the screws that hold the chassis together tap into plastic pillars, and these have split and made it very hard to reassemble. If you look at the front buffer beam, you will see 2 curious dimples. I guess these are supposed to represent the internal pistons. Sadly, totally wrong, but what does it matter? I've read a lot of bad press about this model, saying this and that is inaccurate and that the motor is horrid and the loco runs badly. Well, I don't really care about this snobbery, to be honest. At the time, 44 years ago, she was a stunning model and a wonderful addition to the ready-to-run market. She is sold as a 4F, looks like a 4F, and so undoubtedly is a 4F. As for the bad motor and poor running, hey, let's just stop a minute. She's 44 years old and is still running, and while many modern offerings may be smoother on start and stop, I would not mind betting that they won't last anywhere near 44 years. But just check out her running here now. I really think it's not bad at all. A little bit more respect for good reliable models, I think. Now while we watch my 4F at work, here is a word about the real thing. The London, Midland and Scottish Railway Fowler Class 4F was designed for medium freight work. They represented the ultimate development of the Midland Railway's 6 coupled tender engines. The LMS constructed 530 of the locomotives between 1923 and 1928. Numbered sequentially from where the Midland engines left off. A further 45 examples were reluctantly authorised by William Stanier in 1937 at the behest of the operating department. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.